Hello and welcome to this championship edition of Eagle Talk. I am Ben Vahey alongside Jonathan Goehring. We have lots of champions to crown in this episode.
There was a lot of action all across Section 5, including right here at the college at Brockport.
That's right. Although speaking of the college at Brockport, one team looked to clinch the Empire 8, while another looked to clinch SUNYAC. Did it happen? Let's head to Bob Boozer Field to see how the football team played versus Cortland. Brockport football looking to clinch the Empire 8 on Senior Day versus rival Cortland Saturday. First quarter, the Golden Eagles down 7. Not much longer as Zach Samborski takes the handoff and runs it in for the touchdown. Brockport ties the game 7-7. Less than a few minutes later, Joe GERMINERIO passes it off to Samuel Bergman for another Golden Eagles touchdown. Brockport now takes a 14-7 lead. We head to the third quarter now, and the Red Dragons are looking to spoiling Brockport's hopes. Johnny Atkins runs it in for a Cortland touchdown. Cortland now has a 2-point lead, 16-14. But Brockport, they say, no way, man. This is our turf. GERMINERIO, he eventually is going to run it through, and then he's going to find Hunter Dimitrov for his first career touchdown. That gives Brockport a much-needed lead, 21-16. And then Cortland tries to come back in the fourth quarter, but RASHAD Baker says, "Get out of here, Red Dragons." Baker with the huge interception as time runs out. That would lead to Brockport clinching the Empire 8 for the second year in a row and dominating Cortland 21-16. We caught up with Baker and GERMINERIO after the game to get their thoughts on this big win.
I'm out of words at this point. I just thank God. I thank Coach Fox, man, Gomes for just putting us in this situation to just, win and bring another one home for Brockport.
We punched our ticket to the dance. Coach just said that, so we'll be in the NCAA playoffs. We want to have another perfect season, go 10-0. So we got to prepare a lot for Morrisville. They're a good team. They're 6-3 now, and they've won, I think, 3 straight. So we got to move on to them, and then whoever we get, we got to see what our bracket is dealt them. So we got to finish the deal and get a win next Saturday. Go have a perfect regular season to get out. Number 1 seed is our goal here.
While the football team beat Cortland for the Empire 8 title, the men's soccer team looked to do the same for SUNYAC at Cortland on Saturday. In the 20th minute, Jason Hayes finds Quentin Volpe for the header goal. Brockport takes a 1-0 lead in the first half, and the score would stay that way until halftime. Then in the second half, in the 53rd minute, Volpe shoots the ball high in the air from long distance, and Jeff Hibbard, the HILTON native, heads it in and as he falls down in front of the goal. Brockport wins the SUNYAC title for the first time since 2009, upsetting Cortland, the top seed, 2-0, the final. The Golden Eagles now have earned an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament and will await their fate on Selection Monday to see who and where they will be playing.
Well, we just heard not that long ago their fate was announced. They're going to be heading to the University of Rochester, not that far away, to play St. Lawrence this Saturday night. So we'll have more on that coming later, but we know it's for sure they're in the tournament.
It should be a good matchup. And for both of these teams, how exciting is it for this football team to once again go back to the playoffs? We'll see what they can do for the second consecutive year. And now to have men's soccer in there as well.
Yeah, I know. This is amazing, I'd say, for both two Brockport's teams. Like, we expected the football team to make it this far, but the men's soccer team, we did not. So I got to say, great job to both teams. This is pretty big, I think. Absolutely. And they both took down Cortland, too, which is one of the top teams in both SUNYAC and Empire 8 in some sports. So
that's right. Impressive indeed.
Very impressive. I agree, John. So we now shift from college to high school. Section 5 football and soccer had their championship weekend as well. Let's start it off right here on campus with IRONDEQUIOT and Victor. In the Section 5 Class A title game, the number 2 seed IRONDEQUIOT Eagles took on the number 4 seed Victor Blue Devils at the college at Brockport Friday. First quarter, the Eagles fly onto the board. Quarterback Freddie June Jr. throws the ball, finding Jaden Turner, who flies over Victor's Sam Diagiacomo for the touchdown, but a failed 2-point conversion leaves the Eagles at score 6-0. Victor, however, would come back in this quarter. Quarterback James Knack finds Cordell Jackson deep in the end zone. The extra point was good, so was the Blue Devils. They take a 7-6 lead. But now we got to fast forward all the way to the fourth quarter, and Freddie June Jr. gets on his feet. Here he dodges the Blue Devils defense and goes, oh boy, right in front of our camera. Look out. IRONDEQUIOT would tie this game on that touchdown at 14. And then in the final seconds, June Jr. calling his own number. Victor can't stop him. They trying, but they can't. June Jr. finds his way into the end zone with 3 seconds left in regulation. That would be the championship-winning touchdown as June Jr. wins it for the Eagles, 21-14, the final. We caught up with him and his coach, Victor, after the game.
called that play, I said, I need the ball. I'm going to score. I was determined. I said I wasn't leaving out this brick, and that's what I just went in for. We knew we had to score to get our momentum back. Our defense started playing great. We got a few stops. I went down the field and scored.
He's the best high school football player I've ever coached, and I got to tell you, I've watched a lot of high school football players. I've seen nobody better. This is a great high school football game that anybody who was watching would be unbelievable. I was honored to be a part of it. Kids' resiliency all year long, playing hard, and finally the dream comes true.
In the Class AA championship game right here at the college at Brockport, Aquinas and McQuaid, two private schools battling it out. First quarter, the Little Irish show off their luck. Karen Robinson somehow avoids being tackled by the Knights and slips all the way downfield for the touchdown. One of the toughest players to tackle in Section 5 puts Aquinas up early 7-0. And more Aquinas action less than 2 minutes later. Quarterback Tyler Selskowski hands it off to Ruben Torres for the score. Little Irish now up 14-0. McQuaid, however, they're not giving up yet. Mark Passero, he takes the handoff here and gets past the Little Irish defense to put the Knights on the board. However, the extra point was no good, so McQuaid only gets 6 points on the play. And then here's the play of the night. Selskowski throws the ball deep in the air, and it is caught by Ulysses Russell for the touchdown. Aquinas would go on to roll in this one as they dominate McQuaid, taking the Class AA crown 49-18 the final. Ruben Torres, Karen Robinson, and head coach Derek Anacino spoke with us following their big win.
It means everything to me. Just to come back this year, knowing that we was going to come back here, because last year I didn't play in sectionals, so this was everything I wanted, and this means everything to me.
We just going to worry about the task at hand, and we just going to execute and keep on maintaining and doing what we need to do as a team. Stay together.
He's the best player in the area, bar none, without a doubt. And if he had had the opportunity to play the full season, he would have been able to show that to everybody. There's not a player around here like him.
So two really exciting championship games right here on campus for us to enjoy. And I especially want to focus in, Ben, on that IRONDEQUIOT game. They're taking the Class A crown. What a victory for the Eagles. And it was a tight game, too. And boy, Freddie June Jr., he's legit, isn't he? He almost ran you over.
Yes. That was me on the sidelines holding the camera, by the way, in that game. And yes, that Freddie June Jr. is unstoppable. I don't know. I was like so close there, and he almost knocked me down. It was like so close. But really, he was unstoppable. Player of the game. That was not his only touchdown. He had 2 more after that. And I got to tell you, Freddie June Jr., he's going to probably go D1. He's going to go somewhere. You never know. But he only plays basketball, too.
That's right.
So we'll see how he is, because he's doing well for IRONDEQUIOT. We'll see how he plays in football. But once basketball season starts, we may see him at the Blue Cross Arena with IRONDEQUIOT as well. So.
And IRONDEQUIOT not done. They move on to the regionals. They win Section 5. And also Aquinas, very impressive victory. A dominant win over McQuaid, who was dominant up until this point. So the top-seeded Little Irish, they're moving on as well. They're going to be a threat for the coming weeks.
Yeah, I heard, though, Aquinas is going to have a rematch, though. They're playing Lancaster next week.
Good game.
The team that knocked them out here at Brockport last year. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a good battle, Section 5 versus Section 6, but a lot of great matchups, I'd say.
For sure.
That's what we got. So now, John?
I'm sorry. Now we go from football to football, as Section 5 boys soccer held its championships in Spencerport last week. We head there now for Brighton and Churchville-Chili. In number 6 versus number 1 seeded matchup at Spencerport, Churchville-Chili taking on Brighton in the Class A final. This game was scoreless throughout, so we head to overtime, and in the first overtime, Brighton takes a shot on goal, but it's off the crossbar, and Churchville-Chili goalie Zach Main with this one-handed save here. But then in the second OT, Brighton comes through. Ricky Nord finds Kano de Medeiros for the header goal past Maine. That's it, game over. Medeiros wins it in double overtime for the Barons, 1-0 the final.
In the other 6 versus 1 seed matchup at Spencerport, Rush Henrietta taking on Hilton in the Class AA final. This game seemed to be a battle of the penalty kicks. First half, Corey Meintal buries the easy penalty kick for the Royal Comets. Rush Henrietta up 1-0. Second half now, it's Hilton's turn as the big man Noah Malta fights right back. Malta buries the penalty kick to tie the game 1-1. But just minutes later, it's Malta again. The crowd just loves him. As you can see, the crowd's all over him right here, but when the game gets back on, he shoots the ball right past the Rush Henrietta defense for the top shelf goal, and Malta, baby, he wins a Section 5 Class AA crown for the Hilton Cadets 2-1. We spoke with Malta after the game on how it feels to win it for Hilton.
We've been thinking about this day since our last game here against McQuaid. We've had our mindset on coming back and winning, and as a team, we've all bought into the system with Ellicott, and we made it happen.
So, John, two good impressive soccer games there. I'm impressed with Noah Malta, that kid from Hilton. And I saw the Brighton game, Kyle Di Medeiros, overtime game winner. What are your thoughts?
You know, I thought with those two very competitive games, really interesting that the top seed against the 6th seed, it made such a great game, and you don't see that a lot in high school sports. You see a lot of the favored teams winning, but in this one, we had some underdogs come through in this tournament, and that was really exciting to see.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it was really packed over there at Spencerport High School for this tournament. There were a lot of people there. It was an exciting atmosphere. Even though it was a soccer game, I really think it felt like a college football game to me because it was so good. And speaking of Spencerport, one thing that's not in the script that I will mention is, well, those teams played there. Their girls soccer team that plays on the field was hosted. They're going to be heading to the championships in Cortland. They will play Jamesville DeWitt this Saturday at 5:30 at Tompkins Cortland Community College. So lots of exciting action in both football and football.
That's right. I'm excited to see what the Spencerport girls and the Hilton boys can do moving forward.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have to watch out. So now we shift to the ice. Both the Brockport and Rochester Americans hockey teams were in action this weekend. Let's head to Tuttle North Ice Arena for Brockport versus Fredonia. The Golden Eagles opening up at home Saturday versus the Fredonia Blue Devils at Tuttle North Ice Arena, looking to get a win. First period, the Blue Devils get on the board first. Ryan Nunn knocks the puck into the net, and as he falls down, Fredonia goes up 1-0. Second period, the Golden Eagles then get on the board. Jordan Renaud with his first career college goal. Brockport ties it up 1-1. Fredonia, however, would add another goal in the third period. Ryan Dunner with the beautiful top shelf goal. Brockport falls to Fredonia 3-1, the final.
From college hockey now to professional hockey, the Rochester Americans taking on the Hershey Bears. Not even 1 minute into the game here, Mike Sargabosa bears one in. Hershey up 1-0. And then later in the period, Riley Baber strikes one past Scott Wingewood for the goal. Bears up 2-0. Rochester would get on the board in the third period. C.J. Smith with a top shelf shot beating Hershey goalie. Now Amherst now trail by just 2 goals, and then they would add one more as Victor Olofsson knocks one in. Amherst now back to within 1. But that's not enough as time winds down because Hershey would net an empty net goal with 6 seconds left. Amherst fall to the Bears 4-2, the final. You see a lot of promise and a lot of talent on that team we saw in those highlights against Fredonia. So excited about that. And for the Amherst, unfortunate loss for them. I was actually at the game Friday night. They fought back, though, after a tough first period, and you can definitely see they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the AHL this year.
Chris Taylor's done a phenomenal job rebuilding the team because they had a playoff drought before he was coach, and then as soon as he came in his first year last year, he snapped their playoff drought and got them in the playoffs. Although the team they lost to that knocked them out of the playoffs was the Syracuse Crunch. And they're playing Syracuse this Friday night at the Blue Cross Arena. So that's going to be an intense matchup. A rematch of last year's playoff series, only an hour down the thruway. It's going to be a good series. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see what happens, and definitely stay tuned here for more coverage of the Amherst as well as high school and college sports.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's all the time we got for Eagle Talk, but for, as John said, the Amherst, college sports, all of it. We even have RIT hockey. We got plenty of action. Section 5 high school, we got you covered. I'm Ben Vahey.
And I'm John Goehring.
Thank you for watching.